Okay, so we're doing another project today on our pool, and I wanted to kind of show you. I don't think I ever did the skimmer video, just about how we did the skimmer and everything, the original one. We have our basic skimmer. We just kind of did a DIY version. We have it hiding underneath the pier for our pool. And we've got a little hatch here. I've got it propped open right now. But I just wanted to briefly show you this and then show you about what we're doing now. Down here is where our skimmer sits. We've got a shelf built underneath our pier that the skimmer sits on. It's basically just a plastic bin that we put a pretty high flowing pump into, and then we used an air conditioner filter to go in front of it and cut a section, a little rectangular section out of the front side of the skimmer, put the pump down in there. We have the pump sending the water out down underneath our walkway to a little waterfall that we've got on the side, just to circulate the water and skim the top of the stuff, off the top of the water. So that's what we've done over here. Now today we're going to do another little bit smaller version in our regeneration area. What I'm finding is that depending on where the wind is and all that, sometimes the wind keeps anything that's floating on the top, especially in this heat right now, algae buildup. It keeps it over on the other side, and it only cleans one area. So we're going to put in the skimmer in the regeneration area and send it over to another little water feature, and hopefully that'll kind of help clear up the problem that we're having, get two of them going. But I'm going to show you that too. Okay, so now I'm over in the regeneration area, and where we're kind of getting started on this. We bought another bin. It's a kind of a heavy-duty plastic bin, and that's what we're using as the skimmer area. I'm going to get down here and show you. We've got it set up in the deepest part of our regeneration area, and we've got it set up on a couple of cinder blocks to where we can kind of take care of the level that it sits, because it has to have just a little bit of intake off the top of the water in order for it to pool enough. We've got some bricks down inside it as well to keep it way down so it doesn't float off. And then we have this pump. This one is 560 gallons per hour, and it will get, I think what it said was 9 foot of head, which is important when you are fixing this kind of stuff. You've got to make sure that your pump is able to pump it high enough and far enough for it to work properly. We are going from one end of our pool down to the other end on the regeneration side, and while it's going to take it maybe a foot from a foot below the water, it's going to go on the far side. It's probably going to go up about 3 foot. So there's that, added with the length of the pool and where our hose will be running down. That kind of adds up, and so you have to make sure that that falls within the right specifications. But we've got this in here. We're about to get the pump set up in there, and then the hose run to a cool little thing that we devised at Orscheln's one day. So we're going to get this going, and then I'll show you what's working.
Hey everybody, so we're working on this other skimmer. My wife kind of gave you the rundown on it, but so we notched it out. We notched this bin out. You can get these Walmart, anywhere like that. So we notched it out below the water level. A little extra, what we did on the other one, you kind of have to play with the flow to make sure you get the right intake of water. So I cut it a little bit extra, and what we do is we put a little 1x4 across here and screw it on, and just play with it until we get the right flow, and then leave it there. I'm gonna, even though this thing's full of water, it likes to float. So we've got a couple little bricks here we're gonna weight it down with, make sure it stays in place. Now from here we'll add a board here to attach the filter to. We'll put the 1x4 board in here to adjust the flow level. And that's also another place the filter will attach to. The pump will sit in the back down low. Any water coming in will have to filter through, and of course it'll pump it out, and it'll go to a cool little waterfall thing that we'll show you later. but that's the next steps, and there'll be more to come.
Okay, so we are now to the point of having to run line, basically kind of hose, from where the skimmer is over to where we're having our water feature. Now, our fittings for our pump need to be 3/4 inch tubing. We looked at the 3/4 inch tubing, and it was way more expensive to go as far as we've got to go than to just get a water hose that's 3/4 inch. And it's a really good water hose, way too long for this particular application, but if we cut it off where we need it, then the rest of it I can still use in my garden, because my husband back there can put new fittings on it, and it works really well. So right now what we're doing, he cut the end off of this pretty red water hose, and we are going to run it underneath our deck to kind of keep it out of sight a little bit, all the way around to where our skimmer is, and we'll show you the water feature here shortly. Okay, I wanted to show you real quick. We got the skimmer, the new skimmer, in service right now, kind of on a temporary basis, and I'll tell you why. Right now we are in southern Oklahoma. We have got some serious heat going on, and I mean, like, it's a constant heat wave at this moment. And because of that, our water levels are kind of constantly up and down. We're experiencing a lot of evaporation, and I wanted to show you what we're doing right now. The skimmer is done as far as the box and all that. I'm going to show you here, and you can see we've had about a day and a half, almost 2 days of it being in service, and it has already accumulated quite a bit of algae on the filter, and I'm going to be cleaning that out here shortly. But I wanted to show you what we had to do right now just to adjust it on several times a day because of the water levels. If you can see here, I've got a rock kind of wedged in between the bottom of the skimmer and the cinder blocks that it's sitting on, to make sure that we keep the right amount of flow over this edge. We didn't really want to put on the 1x4 yet because we'll have to constantly move it. We were wanting to get past this major heat wave before we put that on. But that part's working, and I want to show you what it is going to. Okay, so here's our new water feature. See if I can get you a good view of it. What we did was we got some pipe pieces, and we made them look like a spigot, and we ran a hose underneath the walkway, and we piped it into this pipe, and then we have a feed trough at the bottom, kind of wedged into the pea gravel, and that is what, let me see if I can pull it out a little bit here and show you. But that's our new water feature. I guess we've got 3 water features here right now, and I think I'm working on another one too. I'll let y'all in on that later. But this makes a pretty neat thing. We've got a little bit of adjusting to do on that, as well as on the skimmer. But once I get everything perfectly in place, then I'll probably put an update and show you that.